Hi guys, welcome to another amazing episode of Lola's Voice. My name is Lola and I'm your host on this channel. Yeah, it's been a while you've seen me, I know, right? Let me cover my face. Well, thank you for sticking around. To those that have called me, messaged me, we haven't heard your voice in a while. I'm back and I hope I'm back for good. Thank you for reaching out. And we're going to dive straight into the topic of today. We're going to be talking about, when you see me, you already know what we're talking about. We're talking about Nigerians, we're talking about Nigerian politics, and we're talking about the change that has happened in the last 45 days in the country. So Nigeria has we had an election this year, and we have a new president in Nigeria. And for me, that election cycle, that election period, I was very uncertain. I wasn't sure what was going to happen. But one thing I've learned about this 2023 election is that the dynamics of our politics has changed forever. Like the voters came out, they turned up. Like for the first time in the history of Nigerian politics, the establishment was threatened. Like they were afraid. And for me, I think watching the 2023 election, especially the presidential election starting first, then going into the governorship election. After the presidential election, the governor, the House of Rep, everybody, they saw their handwriting on the wall, and they were afraid. Like it was more campaign in the 2 weeks leading to the governorship election, proud to what they've been having in the past 45 days. But one thing I saw in the election is that looking at the voting pattern, I saw that it was, I tried to like split the vote into different dynamics. I saw vote from a place of hearth. I saw vote from a place of protest. I saw vote from a place of merit. I saw vote from a place of tribe. Different people kind of like identify with different position, and it was kind of like interesting to see. I was really excited about the turnout, about how the election went, about how the people go about it. But eventually, we have a new president, and the name of our president is President Bola Tinubu. And on today's episode, basically in summary, I'm going to be telling you about what he has done in the last 45 days and what we think his government is going to be all about. And just to see, I think he has hit the ground running, and we're going to be analyzing some of the policies that has been passed and some of the laws that he has signed as well. So one of the first thing he did is to remove subsidy. No, he didn't remove subsidy. He made the announcement of subsidy removal at the swearing in on May 29. And before he left the venue, before he left the field where he made the announcement, there was already queues at the filling station. I mean, the market reacted to what he said at the filling station by removing subsidy. But technically, when you look at it vividly, subsidy was removed by the previous administration, and they had a budget that covers the subsidy up until May. I kind of like find that really interesting. Like the budget literally covered it up until May 2023. So going forward from May 2023, there's really no budget that could cover our subsidy. So technically, subsidy was removed by the previous administration, but he kind of like reaffirmed it and restated it. And I'm not an expert on fall or economy or something, but going through my research, most of the economic experts are saying that is the best thing to do. And if I remember vividly, most of the presidential candidates also said they were going to remove subsidy, but we don't really know how they were going to remove it. But for me, so when they removed the subsidy, there was really no measure put in place to cushion the effect of subsidy, because for me, I see governance, or I even see fuel as a food chain. Like if anything has happened to the fuel or to the fuel, technically every other thing is going to be affected in the country. So right now, just by the removal of subsidy, there is like the purchasing power of the people have technically reduced. Like if you're buying something for 1,000 naira, the chances that you're going to be buying something for like 2,000, 3,000 now is very, very, very high. And so there are really no measures put in place. And what do I mean by measures? And I'm not even talking about palliative right now. I'm talking about measures, because I first heard of the word subsidy, I think 10 years ago when I was in 400 level, and the Jonathan administration then was going to remove subsidy. I know it was like we had to go on strike, and we had to leave school and all those things. So when we knew eventually that was what was going to happen, so that's why I think it is important for government to be continuum, because I think like the measures should have been put in place. Like, oh, okay, if we're eventually going to remove subsidy, then that means we need to fix the lights. We need to make sure every state can generate their own food. Excuse me, their own food to reduce cost of like production and all of those things. But those measures are not put in place, and the people are really feeling it right now. I can only imagine what people are going through, and we will hear what some of the people are saying on the street. Yes.
I mean, obviously, it is glaring. Everybody can see it. It has affected almost all sectors: transport, feeding, name it. Any sector you can talk about that affected it so bad. Yes, of course. I mean, I work. So talking about transport, it has skyrocketed times 3, not double, times 3 of the price. So and the management are now increasing salary, same as government too. Government workers are not increasing salary. So where does that leave the workers? We are still stagnant with the same salary and triple the increments of living.
I feel betrayed. I feel being cajoled and used to vote for people who think about more of themselves than us. Most of our politicians earn far better than what those in Europe earn. Are you understanding? And yet, they are not delivering what those who live in the bigger society delivers. If we are talking about sacrifice, they should sacrifice more. They've increased their own salary. They want to live large at the expense of the whole of Nigeria. So they are not trustworthy, they are not truthful, they are not good, they are not sacrificial leaders. We need sacrificial leaders. In fact, we cannot trust their decision. Every decision they take proves to us that it is more to their own interest and their political affiliates than the Nigerian society at large.
The thing dey happen for this Nigeria, e don tire me o, e don tire me go on for this Nigeria. Meanwhile, they use fuel 7,000 naira a day before. I come dey use 20-something thousand a day. Before I buy fuel 20,000 naira, before I go calculate, before I go arrange the money, before I go carry passenger go come, before the 20,000 naira reach gone, I don tire. Everybody don tire me for this Nigeria. I be able to dey there. Last man go dey pursue us all the time. Wetin dey happen gone? I don tire us o. So make dem find something do o. I no know wetin this government fit do, because this government, I no see am. If I follow am, if I see am one-on-one, I go tell am as the thing dey pay me. So the person wey I no see, wetin I wan come talk? If I tell you for here now, say the wey dem dey call am, the president, he wan hear, he no hear the thing wey I dey talk for here today. He no hear, we just play am for TV, dem dey talk na. So e don tire me for this Nigeria. Nigeria don tire me. If I fit go Abidjan, wahala, I go carry my korope go Abidjan. I go go carry passenger for there. E don tire me. This Nigeria don worst o. Nigeria don worst. Fuel by 500 naira by fuel. E don worst.
Seriously, the fuel, this thing is affecting so everybody. Seriously, look at those examples. Just like one of my younger sister, she was coming all the way from Abuja. She paid all the way from Abuja down to Lagos. She paid all the way, it's not 25,000. Just for all the way from Abuja to Lagos, 25,000. So bad normally. Look at some people say, some of our people, they don't used to go out, so of the fuel. They used to stay at home. It's very, very bad. We need Dagaban to do something. This. We need Dagaban to do something.
So hopefully to see measures, and I'm talking about measures. I keep saying measures because I know I'm hearing a lot of things going up for talking about palliatives. And if I understand palliative well, if you follow Nigerian news during COVID and you saw the kind of palliative they were giving to people, Indomie, all those things, and I think we need more than that right now. Like, I mean practical stuff, like practical measures, like what's the labor minister doing, or what's the labor ministry doing in terms of like, okay, are we cutting down days people are coming to work? Instead of 5 days a week, are they coming to work like 2 days a week now? Just practical stuff like that to help curb or cushion the effect of false subsidy. While doing this research, we know like We don't really know where the funds are going to come from, but there's 800,000 USD from the World Bank that has been put in place to cushion the effect of subsidy, but we don't really know how that is going to be utilized. So I'm looking forward to see the measures that this government is going to put in place to cushion the effect of subsidy. And if you can think of any measures, kindly let me know in the comment section, and let me know what you think about the removal of subsidy and how they can cushion the effect of subsidy. So another thing he has succeeded in doing is that he has appointed new service chiefs. He has appointed new service chief, and he appointed new Ribado as the National Security Officer. So what that is signaling is that he's ready to tackle security, because personally I think security is a huge part of the economy. If the country is not safe, or if the people don't feel safe, nobody is going to come into your country to do business. And also, aside from business wise, that's the first duty of a president, is to protect the life and properties of the citizens of the country. So I think changing the service chief will kind of impact a lot of things. We are going to see we are open, because I don't want to vouch for anybody. So we are open to see change in the dynamics of our security personnel, and hoping to see what they will do going forward. He has also done something, which is the unification of the exchange rates. That's an interesting part for me, because to be honest, I don't know how much this unification of the exchange rates is going to impact our economy, because we are not really an exporting country. But he has already done that. Another thing he has done is he has signed the student loan bill. The student loan policy. I've gone through that bill, I've gone through that policy. I think there's a need for modification of the policy for it to kind of for it to affect our own, for it to reflect our own reality, and for it to be more locally tailored, if I can use that word, like meet the needs of Nigeria. But I think that's a good thing. It means well for education. He also signed one more bill, which is for states to generate their own electricity. I think maybe we are going to get to the era of 24 hours electricity in Nigeria, but I look forward to how that policy is going to be implemented, and how each state is going to take advantage of it. Another thing he also did in the last 45 days was to help the House of Assembly, the Senate, help them put leadership in place like right now. That happened pretty smart, and pretty smooth, and it was a very smooth and fast transition. Like he played the politics as well, and he assisted the Senate and the House of Rep to put in leadership. Now we have a Senate president, we have the number 4 citizen, we have all the House officials, so everybody are taking their place. So what that means is that anytime from now, or any moment from now, or even before this video drop, there should be a ministerial list. Going to the National Assembly, and they'll be able to do the screening. That's because the leadership is in place, and they'll be able to do the screening. So I'm hoping we would not have to wait for 8 months or 6 months to get our ministers. So we're really looking forward to see what this government has to offer, and let me know what you think about how the president has done in the last 40-45 days. Let me know what you think about the subsidy removal and how that is impact your daily lives and everything. But from the gist, from the look of things, people are not finding it funny, and we are looking forward to the measures that will be put in place to help cushion the effect of subsidy removal. Thank you very much for watching till the very end. Let me know what you think in the comment section. If you like the video, you get to see more of me right now, because we have a new government, we have a new sheriff in town who kind of understand policy, will understand politics, and there will definitely be conversation to have around this government. And if you like what you're watching, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Also, like and share the video with your friends, with your family, comment. Bye. Thank you for watching Lola's Voice.